Simple Cyber Defense weekly updates for September 11th, 2021.
This week we're going to be discussing three topics. One being the Apple ID that is allowing you to store your physical license in the Apple Wallet. We're also going to be discussing the Razor hack that allows it to get system admin privileges on your computer and how that could affect you. And we're also going to be talking about Facebook WhatsApp moderators allowing them to read your encrypted messages. So let's get right into it. My name is Carl. I'm joined by.
Hi, this is Ahmad.
And we're going to get into our first topic here. So Apple is releasing a new feature that allows people to upload your driver's license to the Apple Wallet. Now, Apple's saying that this is a step into replacing the physical wallet to make it secure and easy to use. So it seems like Apple is trying to let users not only put in their credit cards into their phones, but also now your driver's license. So I think the idea is to make the iPhone your wallet now. Now with Apple Pay, right now people are putting their credit card information on the phone. But now with the license being put into it, this could pose a possible risk too. Because yes, it will make stealing someone's wallet not as financially gainful, but at the same time, you're going to put everything into your smartphone. So you have pictures, your text messages, your credit card information, bank information, and now your driver's license information, which has your home address in it. This could be a possible risk because now Apple is going to know more and more and more about you because you're giving up all this information to put everything on your phone. I know people are saying, well, Apple doesn't look into your phone, but when it comes to the child protection things they're talking about, they weren't thinking about scanning your photos. So what's going to stop them from just going a little step further and scanning your ID just to make sure all of these are valid? Do you need a reminder to go update it? And if they were that far, who's to say that even if they're not going to also extract that information to use it for whatever purposes? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we fail to see is we need to see behind all the pretty, user experience that we see. Oh, it's I'll upload my driver's license and it'll just be on my phone. It'll be very convenient. Fine, if this is what you want, if you want convenience, it's there for you. But the important part is it's not just the fact of your driver's license being on a server somewhere, it's the digitization of information. So every piece of information about you becomes a bunch of bits, ones and zeros. So when your driver's license, as soon as there's an image of your driver's license being input anywhere, it gets digitized. So what does that mean? It means I can extract information off of that driver's license. If you look at the back, like here in California, for example, if you look on the back of the driver's license, there's a lot of security features on it. Well, those security features, you scan your driver's license, it's able to be read by certain scanners. Well, now your iPhone is going to be able to see the front and the back of your license, and then it digitizes all that information. Well, what happens to that information? The information goes and gets put on a server somewhere. Now I have lost complete control of my own information, and I won't know what would happen to it. It's, let's say Apple, never experiences a breach. They never have any incidents where information is lost or unauthorized access to my information. But that is not the point. The point is now my information is digitized and somebody else has access to it and has ownership of it. Who retains that ownership? That we don't have enough regulation. And do you retain that ownership to your information? And let's say you do, what guarantees those rights? Nothing guarantees those rights except the word of the person that you're handing that information to.
And who's going to say that government agency won't force Apple to give them that information?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that criminals shouldn't be prosecuted. Obviously they should, but
it's a due process. We have a due process of that.
an agency saying, okay, I don't like what this person's posting over here, so we're going to trump up some charges and get him arrested. Talk to Apple. Okay, where's this person? Give me all the information you have on them so that we can, connect the dots to be able to get those charges and stick. And then all of a sudden, Apple hands them over everything about you, and they go through and they're like, okay, here it is, right there.
Yep.
So that's my problem with giving corporations too much information.
Right.
Yes, you may not be doing anything illegal, but at the same time, people can use information and treat it just the right way to make you look like the bad guy.
I wanted, spoiler alert before we move on. I watched this. I don't watch a lot of TV, right? And I don't watch a lot of Netflix, but it was recommended this new Netflix show called Clickbait, and I highly recommend it. And then again, spoiler alert again. You can plug your ears, Carl, if you plan on seeing it. But it's about catfishing, and it's a limited series, 8 episodes, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. And at the end or through every episode, you'll always think, oh, this guy, he's a bad guy. And then at the end, you'll realize it's all a huge catfishing scheme that was carried out by somebody totally unsuspected, that you would not suspect that person at all. And yeah, so that person who paid the ultimate price and everybody hated that person, at the end, it was proven, and just because it's TV, not it's drama, it was proven, oh, he was not in the wrong. But in real life, it would not end up this way for you. Sorry to say.
Yeah, that's why I think digital privacy is very important. And we're still going to have a episode on our YouTube channel about digital privacy, and we're going to interview someone who is an expert in that and what you can do to protect yourself. So look out for that on my YouTube channel. It's going to come out soon. All right. So if there's nothing else for anyone else on next topic, okay?
What?
And
Nice.
normally that wouldn't be a problem, except for that PowerShell, when it opens up, it has full
Escalated.
system privileges. So basically, you could send in a bunch of commands to download a bunch of stuff, install a bunch of stuff, and it could be used to basically control your entire system. Now, Razer did speedily patch this vulnerability in their system. However, this still becomes a problem because there are other manufacturers who do something similar where Windows will automatically pull drivers off the internet. And they may also fall for the same bug that if you at the right time do like shift right click and you be able to get a PowerShell that has full system privileges. So the lesson here is to just be very careful with your mobile devices. This isn't really much of a concern for desktop users because people would actually have to have physical access to your computer to be able to do this. But this comes into more mindful situations if you have like laptops where, let's say you're at a coffee shop or somewhere and you just turn your back or just leave your computer sitting there. Someone could easily come around and just plug in the device and then they take it over without your knowledge. So there is one way to mitigate against this, but it requires you to turn off the fetching of plug and play, is what Windows calls it. And if you have a device that does not have the drivers necessary and it won't be able to go out to the internet to get the drivers, I will leave instructions in the show notes if you are interested in turning off plug and play to mitigate against these types of attacks. Like I said, it's going to be more of an inconvenience than anything else. If you really are concerned about this, there is a way to stop it, but then every time you want to either update a device or have a new device plugged in, you have to turn that plug and play back on. Do you have anything else to add to this story?
No,
It's pretty
it took me by surprise. Yeah, I'm actually reading up on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At first, it seems like, okay, this issue is taken care of, no big
yeah,
deal. But then the deeper dive, you realize, oh no, this is a bigger deal than it first turned out to be.
yeah.
All right, so I guess that's all I have for this week. We'll move on to your story with the WhatsApp encryption fiasco.
Before we move on, I kind of wanted to step back to that Apple ID thing, and I don't know, but why is California not on there as one of the states that I mean, Apple is a California company. I think I know privacy laws.
Protection laws, yeah. And I don't think Apple wants to deal with those privacy laws because
I see.
I think they did pass a lot of laws that are similar to GDPR, which is good.
Okay.
And I think other states should actually adopt those practices.
I see.
I failed to mention that the states that are going to have this feature is Arizona, Georgia, Connecticut, Iowa, Kentucky, Maryland, Oklahoma, and Utah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. These states I wouldn't say are as technically solid as states like, New York, California, and, states where there's actually a lot of tech industry.
Yeah.
So weird. Maybe they want a smaller population to test it on first.
Yeah,
Cool. All right, moving on to our last topic here. So this was a publication by ProPublica. So WhatsApp moderators can read your messages. Oh, really? That sounds about right. If you remember when Facebook first came out, before it had anything to do with, when WhatsApp came out, before it had to do anything with Facebook, the main reason people used it, even though we didn't understand what it was, is because of end-to-end encryption. And what that means is end-to-end means from one user, from one end to the other user, the other end. That's it. There's no one in between. There's like a tunnel, right? And the information passes through that tunnel, and there's only one entry point and one exit point. Well, and what confirmed that was a 2018 Senate hearing when Zuck said, hey, we do not see any of the content on WhatsApp. It's fully encrypted. And of course, everybody believed him because, he was under oath. But of course, nobody can hold him responsible because he's an individual. He's not, he's not speaking on his own behalf. He's speaking on behalf of a corporation. But anyway, we're not going to go there. But as of 3 days ago, if you read the terms of services, it says on of course nobody reads that. We can't read or listen to your personal conversations as they are end-to-end encrypted, and the emphasis is there, end-to-end encrypted, and this will never change. Okay, well, this is not true, because there, when ProPublica did a research on this, they found that that Facebook has 1,000 moderators that work on the WhatsApp team. Well, if you don't see data, then why do you have moderators to begin with? And now to have that large number of moderators, that means there's a lot of data that you're looking at. And also they found out that WhatsApp will hand over metadata to law enforcement, and that the company has for a very long time shared user data among its ecosystem. And what does that mean? It means it can use information that it gathers from your WhatsApp messages and from your WhatsApp conversations and all the information you have put in there, and uses it with third-party apps. So those third-party apps can give you personalized suggestions on your online behavior. Well, again, if this is your philosophy, I'd rather have convenience over, anonymity. That's fine. That's your choice. But you have to know where your information is, so you can protect your information, protect your data, just in case it falls in the wrong hands. You want to be protected. Now, this report, it just gives us a clear picture of the practices of Facebook and of how they operate, because we know they are making money off of sharing that data. When they say we share it with third-party applications, that means they're selling information to third-party application. Third party means somebody that has nothing to do with you or Facebook. Facebook is just making the money. That exactly, right? Also, on the flip side of that, let's say you're having a conversation with somebody, or you're having a conversation in a group, and there are some in other parts of the world. It's not very common here, at least in California where I live, but WhatsApp is very big as far as being like having large groups on there, like hundreds of people, and they're discussing a certain topic. It's kind of like a subreddit, but it's just a WhatsApp group. Well, if somebody reports you, if somebody reports the group, Facebook says that they have access to all the messages, but all they look at is the latest messages that were posted after a report was given, to be able to dictate whether what was said or any pictures were shared violate their terms of services. Well, in cases where like CSAM, child sexual abuse material, or blackmail or sexual oriented businesses, that's fine. I mean, we want some type of protection for the weak, but we can't have this type of protection without regulation. Again, I keep pushing for this, and a lot of us in the cybersecurity industry, we don't want regulation. We despise regulation. We want freedom. That's why we have millions of open source software that we use, where it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's anarchy, but it's our way of protesting, all the data that's being mined of us. But at the same time, we cannot have enforcement without regulation. like for example, earlier on an op in an op-ed for Wired earlier this year, WhatsApp had wrote that the company submitted 400,000 reports to child safety authorities alone, and people have been persecuted prosecuted as a consequence. Well, I thought it was end-to-end encrypted, and now you tell me there's 400,000 reports just of one issue alone. That completely destroys the trust between me as a user and the company, right? Now, we had like we've been talking about the Apple CSAM feature that's being rolled out and why it should be monitored and all that. But again, there are certain services for that, and we can't force the enforcement. We can't start enforcement before regulation. What WhatsApp also discloses in their terms of services that when an account is reported, it receives the most recent messages, and it also received anything like their phone number, their profile photo, their linked Facebook account, if they have a linked Instagram account, their IP address, their mobile phone ID, all that stuff, and all the metadata that comes with that. Now, this is very scary. This is very scary, especially if it's coming from a company that says, "Hey, we are," and they lie, and their boss, they lie. He lies in front of the Senate, right? Like, "Hey, we don't do this, but we actually do." So, what would I do? Honestly, just because WhatsApp is part of Facebook, they completely just lost all my trust. But I would recommend going to something that's different, that you find an open source messaging app that you use, and if the people that you communicate with most of the time, these are the ones that you share that information with, because you don't want your information out there. You want to protect your information as much as you can. You have anything to add to this, Carl? Yeah, go ahead.
So they're not lying when they said that the messages are end-to-end encrypted. Now, the problem with the WhatsApp is they have the encryption keys. They create the encryption keys. And whoever has those encryption keys can decrypt those messages anytime they want to. So what I suggest is using an open source alternative like Signal, where you create the encryption keys. And that way, even if someone does manage to copy the end-to-end encrypted, they won't be able to decrypt it without your encryption keys. So technically,
That's cool.
the only line they said that they don't read it, but it is protected. But he just failed to tell the public that Facebook has all the decryption keys, that they can just go to any message and decrypt it with their, hey, here's all the information. That's how all these child porn people got caught, is because they were able to decrypt the messages and say, oh, this is what it is, go get them. That's my 2 cents on that.
I mean, the thing that I always like, that I always think about, are we okay with allowing our civil liberties be trampled on just to protect the weak, like children? Is that I mean, and this is not a question that you can answer in one sitting. You actually have to sit there, and I honestly, I think, yeah, I don't think you can find an answer to that question. And then,
They're using that argument to go against encryption. Because look at the Australian laws that they passed out. A lot of them were arguing against that. We got to get these predators to protect the kids, and we can't allow these people to have all this encryption. And as a result, now the police can walk up to anyone's device and say, hey, give me all your information. And they have to give it to them or go to jail. And that's pretty scary.
yeah,
I believe that there are ways to protect
Yeah.
That is the best way to go about it. But the problem is, I don't think law enforcement wants to put in that amount of work. They just want
Right.
to have all the data and just say at any time, oh, this person, okay, he's doing that, let's go get him.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary because, like the old adage since 1984, it's probably going to happen soon if we don't stand up against it. And if you're not familiar with the concept in 1984, it's basically talking about how the government will continually monitor you and know more about you than you do, basically, because all the information is dropped on you.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add this week?
No, I think this does it.
All right. I guess this concludes this week in the podcast. Join us next week when we go into other topics to teach you how to protect yourself in a digital world. And again, look out for that tracking privacy YouTube video coming out real shortly. And we'll see you in the next one.
If you like what was in this episode, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with others. For more information, to suggest a topic, or to donate, head over to simplecyberdefense.com.